Have you gotten your Christmas decorating done? Well, we got a chance to talk to Carter and Tanya, who are part of the Great Christmas Light Fight, and they tell us what you need to know for this year and other years if you really want to be a contender. Listen in. Guys, it's that time of year again. Are we excited, or is it like, yeah?
No, we're
So
definitely excited. Yes, absolutely. There's so much. I mean, look, there's so much to be excited about with Christmas and all of these lights. And every year we feel like we are gonna see the same thing, but that's not the case. We are seeing new, different, more lights, more creative people coming on the show, which is so great. It's like never ending.
Is too much ever too much?
Never. I feel that way about all things in life. No, you know what? I think that every year we see stuff that is just mind blowing, and every year technology changes. So when we think that we've seen it all, and when we think, it couldn't get any bigger, or in some cases any brighter, it weirdly it does. We don't know how, but they have all this new technology with LEDs and 3D printers and all that good stuff.
Are there trends that you note? Are there things that we say, oh, this is big this year?
Yeah, I feel like the trends that, look, people are getting really creative in what they're using. Like on our show, we see a lot of people making stuff out of nothing. Like they take a lawnmower engine and a vacuum and a fan, and they just figure out how to make some really cool stuff. But we see like the colors, which is one of my favorite things to see, because we're so used to the traditional red, the greens, the blues, the whites, and now I like just like some of the pastels we're seeing. It's mind blowing because they got these colors and lights where they can just create whatever they want to, or they use different types of diffusion within their displays. Not everybody has to do that to be on the show or to win the show, but when you see that, it's really fun to watch and so creative.
Yeah,
But
and Bruce, I would tell you from a trend standpoint, I think that for my own personal taste, back in the day, I think I would lean more towards classic, clean, white lights. But I don't know what's been happening over the years. I'm all about rainbow. I keep seeing rainbow lights in our displays. And not only does it make me feel like a kid again, but it's super bright and fun. And a lot of times, the bigger the light bulbs, the more it looks like candy. Like I just want to eat it.
But it seems like it's gotten so technical. Like everything has to be timed and, is that what you're noticing too? Or can I just throw up a string of lights and call it good?
You can, but not our contestants.
I mean, it looks like you need an engineering degree. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, sorry,
Yeah.
go ahead, Tanya.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, Carter.
Well, I feel like I don't know that that's necessarily something that we always, Tanya or myself, we gravitate towards as far as the winners. And you probably see in the past that those aren't always the ones that win. But when done the right way, it can be pretty compelling to see, because there's just so much more, technology out there that is really creative. Now, again, people are using what they have. So if they have a yard, that's 40 by 60, they have to use that. If they have 8 miles of yard, they use that too. So our casting is pretty good at making sure that we get people appropriate, and how things like the juxtaposition between people who are using really traditional elements and a lot of tech savvy people.
But are there like things that you have to have? I noticed that in some of the homes, they're going with every character that you could think of that has any relationship to Christmas. But is that really a good thing to do?
I think the things that you have to have are passion and something, in my opinion, personally, I love when the story connects to their display. Their life, their personal history connects to what they're displaying for everybody to see. Because I feel like I'm a designer, once you can connect any space to something personal, it's a win. You know what I mean? Like you reel those people right in, and you really want to get to see more and hear about everything.
Yeah, we had a winner from here in Ponca, Nebraska, and they had a story that you kind of walked through. And I wondered how much is that part of it too, where it has to be a kind of an immersive environment that you're in to be a winner.
Yeah, that was a great one. I feel like the story is something that we're noticing more and more, where people, families, not just look, they'll tell you the story when you walk through it, but when the lights come on for the first time and you notice just something goes off in your head and you're just like, wow, this is really incredible what I'm looking at. And then you walk through and you realize, oh, they have quite a story around this. They didn't just throw up lights. There was a meaning, there was a purpose, there was a direction for each particular element within their display. And that's what makes really fantastic displays.
Is it encouraging for you to see these? Do you say, I want to do that? Or do you say, there's no way I would do that?
Tanya?
Tyler wants to call me out that I'm at home and there's not a single light.
I don't see a light.
Not
That's
one.
the light.
I'm in a hotel. I get a pass.
He is just loving that. But you know what? The truth is, Bruce, we travel so much and we finish very close to the holidays. Like we get home just a couple days before Christmas. But the reality is they are pros. These people have been doing it for years and years and years. They have it down to a science. There's a community of people that put up Christmas lights that have they have conferences. They have what do you call those? Like the social media kind of support
Chat groups?
pages, chat groups, kind of things.
Sure.
So they all help each other out. And even though it's a competition, they're really immersed. It's way more than just a hobby to them. So sure, I could put up some lights, but it's never going to compete to what they do. But we know what to look for. That's for sure. We know what to look
But
for.
just, hey, Bruce, just for the record, if we're at my house, I have a bunch of lights already up. I just
Yeah,
want
yeah,
y'all
yeah.
to know that.
Are they good
Believe
though,
it
or
when
are
we
they
see it.
crooked, or how are they?
Come on, of course, they're some of the best, Bruce.
Ah!
You're one of the judges.
Don't
Come
you
on
think it's
now.
a little wonky? Right, I bet it is. And it's supposed to look that way because I want that look, right?
Character, yeah.
Hey, listen, I decorated all my hotel rooms, Carter. I know you can't see them now because I'm not in
Oh,
it, but they
yeah,
were
of
decked to
course
the
you did.
hills.
You need to pull a little tree with you wherever you go, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, this year, the shows that we'll be seeing this year for Christmas were actually done last year, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, that's right. We shoot it a year in advance because it works out a little bit easier that way. Obviously, for us to edit it down, and so last year we were in the thick of the pandemic and just trying to figure everything out. But it really changed the way that for me personally, the way I saw the show, because I really was connecting more with the homeowners, with these light fighters, and the reason, just really pulling out the reasons of why these people do what they do. And by the way, it's for their community, it's for their neighborhood. It's not, there's no, like, it doesn't feel like there's any selfish bone about any of them. Even though this is a competition show, they're doing it because they want to put the smiles on their neighbors. And it's just so strong. And I feel like that's even more needed right now and this time of year. And so it's a fun show to watch.
So while you're out now, are you seeing even more elaborate things? Are they doing even more to outdo?
The word elaborate is an interesting choice because they may not be more elaborate, but some of them are more technical. Some of them are more unique. We see people with animatronics, like the things that you'd see in the displays in Times Square shopping around the holidays.
Sure.
And then, we see Ferris wheels. Carter had a pirate boat one year. We see different things. I had a brother-sister duo just do a hologram. Can you imagine an actual hologram in their display? So there's some really cool things that we see. So elaborate, it depends how you want to define it. Doesn't mean bigger necessarily or more lights, but just different.
Could you ever pare it down and have something really, really simple win? Is that not possible?
Yes.
It depends on how you define simple, because that too is I'll tell you one that was really great. When we showing up, you're like, wait, what is happening here? And then they turn the lights on and it's just mind blowing. And I think that's to add on to Tanya's point. In the beginning of this show, when it started, 9-10 years ago, it was all about big, lots of lights, millions of lights.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And now it seems like it's a little bit, it's just more, like Tanya said, it's people are getting into the design aspect, the storytelling, and that's so fun to see.
Yeah.
And go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, on one of the episodes that you'll see this season, one of my favorite displays was very small property, a very simple display, much to what you're saying, but it was every single thing had purpose. Every single thing in their display had purpose. And the cleanliness, the meticulousness about how they put everything up spoke to me. I thought, you know what? These guys, they really put a lot of effort into making sure it wasn't a big property, but they did it really well.
So how do you say to people, you didn't win?
It's the worst. The worst part of it. Luckily, we don't have to say it to them. We don't get to say you didn't win. We get to say, hey, you won.
Oh, this is the best. I can hardly wait to give you the trophy. One of those.
That's right. That's right. Yep.
Talk about that trophy. What is that like? Because it looks really cool, but is it really cool in person?
I think it is. I think it's great. I think like when, usually when we give the homeowners, we let them know that they've won, we're like, you won a bag of money. You're, what are you going to do with it? And they're like, I want my trophy. I want to see the trophy. I want to touch the trophy. I want to hold it. I want to see if there's weight to it. And usually the consensus is, wow, this is pretty well built. Now, maybe that didn't happen in the first couple of years. I don't know. But now that thing is well built. It looks great. And when people get it, they're genuinely excited.
Carter, I think we should get one for our 10-year. Our 10-year, we need our own.
It's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea.
The trophy is lit, right?
Yes.
The trophy is lit.
Is that too hard?
No, that's all right.
When you look at this, why do you think you two were a good fit for this show?
Yeah, I mean, I think I have an easy answer for that. Both Carter and I, for our entire lives, we've been building and designing. We're DIY junkies. We're perfectionists. We love what we do so much that it felt like a natural fit. And we're both super enthusiastic. We love the holidays. We love family. We love stories. So I feel like when we were being cast for this, it was just a good fit, given our backgrounds.
Carter,
I don't know. I think we're just lucky. I feel like I do think that I or both of us are, kind of like big kids in the sense. And when you get into some of these designs, it's really cool and fun to go into all the details because that's a huge part of it and the creativity. But then when you get to like play around and have that nostalgia and those traditional moments of when, oh yeah, I remember this when I was a kid. Oh yeah, I remember something similar to that. It like just immediately brings you back. And so, it's crazy. It's like, who would ever dream up a job of like this, where we get to go around and see some of the most, I think it's almost up to 100 different displays we've seen. Yeah.
Wow.
How does a person get involved? Do they just apply and that's it? Or
yeah, there's a Facebook page for the Great Christmas Light Fight, and people can go on there and there's a way to nominate someone or nominate yourself if you feel like you're ready for it. So there are different ways to get involved, but that's one of probably the easiest way.
So if you were to do your house, what would you do with it? How would you decorate it?
Well, we're not nominating Taniya's place. We know that. Okay.
Yeah,
I do put a tree up. I not only put one tree up, I put 2 trees up because I'll have one up at home. And then I fly every day on Christmas morning. I fly to Fort Lauderdale, my home away from home, and I have a little mini tree there that I do. But one of the big trends that, remember, I was just mentioning, I love these rainbows and rainbow colors. So an ombre rainbow tree, Carter's seen it. It's something I love. He thinks it's ridiculous. I love it. It's so fun because it starts off with a color and it graduates down and it's just loaded with ornaments. So that's
cool. That's cool. I mean,
would you put lights outside or not?
I live in a condo.
So you can't?
So that's
But Carter does it. He's got all the lights going. Have you ever judged his stuff? Have you ever gone to his house and said, oh, nice?
Based on the smack talk he's doing right now, I'm going this year. I don't care how long we're on the road filming. My last stop is
you're going to go
house.
check it out. I'll send you photos.
And then you bring the little trophy that's about the size of a real
totally.
If he's worthy.
Totally.
If he's worthy of it.
He's worthy, that's
right. Easily worthy of it. Come on.
Hey, you guys, thank you so much. This was so fun. And happy holidays and have lots of fun out on the road, and tell everybody you make our season bright, because when we
Oh.
watch this show, it is really a fun trip. I enjoy every bit of it.
Oh,
Thank
thanks,
you.
Bruce. We appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thanks
we
for having us, and
appreciate
happy
it.
holidays to you.
And I love your holiday sweater.
Wasn't I
It's
good?
Yes.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I should have added maybe lights around the neck, or was that too much? Might
Never
be too
too
much,
much.
right?
See
Happy
ya. Thank
holidays.
you.
Bye-bye. Take care.